Hello everybody. Why did the skeleton go to the party alone? Because he had nobody to go with him. Nobody, no body. Get it? Skeleton, nobody, no body. Alright, we are beginning a new unit today called Evaluate Media Text. As you can see here, there are 3 tabs. The assignment page here. In the last media unit, we discussed how to identify purpose and audience, and we rated the effectiveness of the media text in terms of achieving its intended purpose and meeting or reaching its intended target audience. However, in this unit we are going to look more into making inferences while viewing media text. So let's just first look at the media assignment here. Okay, you can see that there is an advertisement here and that you need to answer 2 literal questions. Okay, these are pretty straightforward. They come straight out of the text, and then you have to answer inferential questions. This is what this lesson is going to be about. How to answer questions like, what do the creators of this advertisement value, and how do you know? And this kind of question, what do the creators of this advertisement assume, and how do you know? The last question here is an evaluative question, and it talks about how well does this ad achieve its purpose, and how well does it match its target audience. We're going to rate its effectiveness. Okay. We did this already in the purpose and audience media unit. So I'm not going to teach about that in this particular lesson. Moreover, I'm going to teach about these right here. Okay? So you can see here on the self and peer assessment sheet the success criteria. Okay? For this assignment, you need to be able to infer what the advertiser assumes and provide evidence to support that inference. And then again, you have to infer what the advertiser values and provide evidence to support your inference. So let's look at some examples. Okay, so we'll go back to the main page here, and we'll go over some of the vocabulary first. First thing you need to do is look at the AWL words here and add those to your list. Okay. Then you can have a look at your textbook on page 86. It looks like this. Okay. We'll come back to this in a minute. But first, let's look at these words here. Assumption and values. These are going to be the key words for this lesson. So, first, something that is supposed or taken for granted is called an assumption. Okay? For example, if you ask someone whether she is allowed to watch TV during dinner, you have made an assumption that there is a TV in her house. In fact, she might not have a TV. Oh, that's embarrassing. So, if you ask somebody, I'm allowed to watch TV while I eat dinner, are you? You assume that that person has a TV in their house, or has a TV in their kitchen, or even has a TV. So that's an assumption. Assumptions are ideas people have that are not based on proven facts. Okay? An assumption can be correct or it could be incorrect. It's kind of like a guess based on your own thinking or your own things that happen in your life, for example. Assumptions have implicit or hidden meaning. So for example, like this, I'll just get her matcha ice cream. Everyone likes matcha. This assumes that everyone likes the flavor matcha. But actually she hates matcha. Ooh, that's humiliating. So you come back with ice cream and the person doesn't like it because you assume that everybody likes matcha. You're thinking, who doesn't like that flavor? Here's another one. When you go home, you ask somebody this, which video game will you play? This assumes that your friend has video games at home. On the contrary, his parents won't let him play video games. Oh, that's mortifying. So you can see that making assumptions can be embarrassing because you assume or you think that everybody has a video game, or everybody likes matcha, or everybody has a TV. Okay? These are assumptions. Can you think of another kind of assumption? The next word I'd like to discuss is values. Okay? The definition is here. In this case, this is a plural word, meaning principles considered most important. Here's an example in a sentence. Protecting the natural environment is one of his values. Okay, so he thinks that protecting nature is important, or a principle that is most important. Okay, working to reach her learning goals is one of her values, so she finds that important. At Sony, if this were an advertisement, we value high quality entertainment. That might be the motto of Sony. For example, Habitat for Humanity on an advertisement, they write this all the time. Habitat for Humanity values a decent place for everyone to live. So that's why we build homes for people. At McDonald's, they value quick and affordable meals. They feel that's what's important for consumers. So other words that mean the same thing, ideals, morals, principles, beliefs, or rules. Okay, these are synonyms. They mean the same thing. Okay, describe values. So in advertising or in media text, often the creators make assumptions and they try to put on you their values, or they at least try to teach you their values and hope that you believe them, or hope that you're persuaded to think the same way or feel the same way. Okay? So let's go back to the textbook then, why this is important for us to study. Let's look here, right in this bottom paragraph. As consumers of media, it's important that we make choices about the media we consume based on our values and not permit or allow our values to be replaced or overwhelmed by someone else's values. So we can't allow our values to be replaced by somebody else's, or we can't let other people's values, or especially advertisers' values, take over our own. We should always question the assumptions behind the media text because they always make assumptions. We must always consider not only what the media text is showing or telling us, but also what it's leaving out, so that we're not persuaded to do something we believe is wrong, for example, or we're not persuaded to purchase something with our hard-earned money that we really don't need, but somebody has made us think that we need to value that. So we need to be careful as we consume media text. So just a couple of other things here. We've got implicit and explicit messages. I told you up here that making assumptions always involves an implicit or hidden message, and so do values. In advertising, these assumptions and values are implicit, meaning they're hidden a little bit. You have to infer them. You can't just see them easily in the text. So, what is an implicit message? What does the word implicit mean? Well, basically, this is a hidden message of the media text, or what they're leaving out. Okay? So, you have to infer the implicit message here, okay? Because it's not so obvious. Some common questions about the implicit message are these. So if I were to ask you some questions about how to find the implicit message, I might ask you this. What does the creator of this ad assume? What does the company value? What message is implied? What does the advertiser imply in this commercial? All of these questions are asking you to identify the implicit message of a media text or of a reading or any kind of text. Okay? So the explicit message, on the other hand, is the main message of the media text. It's usually pretty easy to see by looking at the pictures or the written message itself. These are like the literal questions on your reading tests. The answers come directly from the text, and they're quite easy to find. So here's an example of a media text, okay, and I'm going to show you how to analyze it exactly the same way you need to do it on the assignment. Okay, so that'll be in the next video.